YouTube? So this is 11 weeks out from USAPL Nationals. I believe this was from August 2nd to August 9th. If you watched last week's episode, I kind of gave a general rundown on my split. I'll have a little bit more information on that each day, but if you want the big kind of idea, make sure you go check out last week's video. So per usual, starting off with the upper and lower body volume sessions, a lot of repetitions in this first hypertrophy phase. So again, you'll see a set of 8 right here for bench press. I think this was around 65%. I would kind of go off percentages and auto-regulate from there. So if it's on paper at 210, I hit my first set at 210, and if it feels good, go up 215, maybe even 220. I usually give myself about a plus or minus 10 pound range if I'm feeling good or feeling bad. The upper body work has gone really well. Also with my assistance lifts, I've been doing chest flies twice per week. And I know a lot of powerlifters probably shun chest flies and tricep pushdowns and whatnot, but I've seen a pretty big increase in my chest size, at least relatively, of course, right? My bench pressing volume has came up, but I have noticed a difference from just only adding in dumbbell flies. So again, even if you're a powerlifter, if your bench press is kind of suffering, I recommend some direct targeted work. Again, it's not a ton, but 2 or 3 sets twice a week is only going to take you 5-10 minutes, and I think it's beneficial if your bench press is lacking, like mine for sure is. Then the next day, this could have been that PM, not really sure. Hitting up same kind of idea with squats. My volume's a little bit lower, so generally I'm doing about 3 to 6 sets of high rep work on bench, and then usually only 2 to 4 sets on squats. And that's just playing it a little bit safe with my patellar tendonitis. And I just need more overall work and volume of my bench press, so I do a little bit more there. Kind of common sense. When you're not so good at something, do more of it to become better, okay? Right here, this is my deadlift session, or my kind of technique session with bench and deadlift. I got a lot of my deadlifts here, and this day actually felt pretty good. My deadlift for quite a long time, maybe 3 weeks, probably 6 to 8 sessions, has not felt very good. And this is one of the few sessions that it felt decent. So again, this is the technique work every minute on the minute, so it's about 45 seconds of rest in between sets. The load's pretty light. I think this is between 60 to 70%. I hit up some doubles. I think like maybe 4 or 5 sets of doubles, and then some triples first. Then I hit some doubles at 375. This actually moves pretty well for a controlled rest period, and of course beltless, and my deadlift's feeling like shit lately. So going into the meet, I think this will be the biggest wild card for me, because I haven't really pulled anything moderately heavy since my meet in April. I don't know if I've pulled over like 455, and I pulled 518 at the meet. So just need to build momentum there. I'm not really sure with conventional sumo. We'll just kind of see. Even this past week, 10 weeks out, things weren't moving very well. So we'll just have to figure some stuff out with deadlifts. But I'm confident with more work we can get it done. So quite a bit of footage from my weak point day. So again, after 3 pretty specific sessions of a lot of squat, bench, and deadlifting during the hypertrophy phase, which is the first 4 weeks of my training block, of my 12-week training block, I'm using this 4th session as a good session to work on a lot of my weak points. So I use front squats for upper back strength, target a little bit more quads and abs and whatnot, because I'm just not very good at them. So if I can use front squats in this hypertrophy phase to build some more muscle in the areas I need it, and some more kind of static strength, would be really beneficial. And I've personally felt like front squats have helped my deadlift, my conventional deadlift, quite a bit, as long as I can stay healthy enough to do them. So I believe this is a PR right here. So this is 270 for a set of 5, and it's also beltless. I'm pretty sure this is a PR. Considering my best front squat ever is like 320, I think, with a belt. So really promising. I think a lot of that has to do with my front rack position. I think I mentioned that last week. After this video, I actually will put out a specific, really quick video on my front rack positioning and a little drill I learned from the cloak-offs that helps it. But again, I think front squats a little bit overrated, and I've been pushing them pretty hard during this hypertrophy phase, and I may even have them in my next 4 weeks from like 7 weeks out to 4 weeks out as well. Then moving on to my awesome overhead press strength. So this is 135 for some, I think, fives or sixes. I'm not sure. I think it was sixes. Anyways, these are feeling a little bit better. It's very strange when you don't do an exercise for a while. This last rep felt like super grindy, and then looking at it on film, I'm like, oh, it barely even slowed down. So just building confidence a lot with some of those lifts is really beneficial. But again, just kind of attacking my delts there, another pretty big weak point for me. And as we get closer to the meet, a lot of my overhead work will go away to make room for more benching. Then this was squats here. Again, these also didn't feel super good. I think these were done Saturday or Sunday, and I randomly did these glute ham raise sit-ups with one of the chicks that works out in my gym. It's like, let's do 3 sets of 20 on glute ham sit-ups. And I was like, sure, I'll do that, right? And my abs, it's now Thursday of the following week, and they're just now not sore. So I've been sore for a solid 5 days. This was the day right afterwards, and you wouldn't think 20 reps of sit-ups, or I guess 60 reps of sit-ups really do you in if you're used to doing a lot of, heavy work. But I felt soreness from I swear, from my scrotum to my diaphragm. It was so bad. I couldn't really do anything. Even rowing, warming up on the rower, just extending my stomach hurt. So these squats were very elevated on the RPE scale. So again, this was my plus set here, 385 for 4 plus. I'm actually pretty proud with how this session went, considering how not awesome I felt. And I just hit 5 here. I played it a little bit safe. Maybe could have grinded another rep, but again, not a huge benefit there. As long as I'm getting more than 4, I kind of won that little battle for the day. I learned my lesson of not to throw in a random exercise I haven't done in 2 years during a competition prep. So bench press went a little bit better. Believe it or not, too, my abs being sore here still kind of messed with me a little bit, just from kind of trying to push my feet back to get some hip drive. You see me there just getting off the bench. I couldn't even roll. I had to use momentum to kick myself off the bench because they were so sore. But this is my plus set here, so this would have been the 5th set, 4 plus here. I believe I hit 7, which is also an all-time PR for me. Take those all-time PRs for a grain of salt, because I don't do a lot of high repetition work like the 7s, the 8s, the 10s. So it may have been 6 months since I even tried to hit a 7 rep PR. So, but it's always good to see you're doing something you've never done before. And my bench press is feeling pretty damn well. Again, that's always been the weak point for me. And I think just a ton of volume the past few months, a lot of dips, overhead pressing, chest flies, really killing assistance movement as well, is starting to pay off. I really think I'll hit some big PR. It could be 10, 20 pounds on my 281 lift from April. If I could hit 300 at Nationals, that would be really, really cool for me. So this is the heavy deadlift day, actually done on Sunday here. So I put right there 365 for 5 plus 3. So for a lot of my high rep deadlift sets, and I would say probably high rep is anything above 6 for me, sometimes above 5. What I'll end up doing is pulling a cluster. So as opposed to doing 8 reps consecutively, I did 5 reps here, dropped the bar, probably took about 3 to 5 really deep breaths. It ends up being about 20 to 30 seconds, then getting right back on the bar and finishing the set. So I do this just to get a little bit more high quality work in. I found when I pull for above 5-ish reps, the first 3, 4, maybe 5 look pretty good, but then after that, my technique really starts to suffer. I'm not sure if it's my breathing or just my overall just bracing, having to be that consistent, but it's just not very good. So what I end up doing is breaking them up. This was at a 6 here that I didn't break up, but sometimes I do a 3 and 3 or a 4 and 2. So if you have trouble with your deadlift positioning, you can give that a shot. So that's it for this week. Thank you guys for checking this out. Again, go check out MyoBrainPerformance.com. If you have any questions, read the articles, check out online coaching, all that stuff. Thanks, guys.